understanding sexual consent is very vital and essential for every healthy relationship to ensure that everybody is feeling safe and valued in a relationship. Good day, everyone. Welcome back again to Healthy Lifestyle Platform, where our health is number one. All right. My name is Chidima Okafor. If you are seeing me for the very first time, I'm a registered nurse midwife. We do discuss about our health here, right? If you are seeing me for the very first time, please try and subscribe. I'm just begging you. Subscribe. Then follow our platforms. Feel free to ask your questions. Today, I'll be talking about sexual consent and its legal implications, right? I know in some culture, this is a taboo. We don't talk about this, right? But because of the way the world is evolving, we need to talk about this sexual consent and its legal implications. We should understand that sexual consent can be revoked and we should respect that. Okay, what is sexual consent? Why is it necessary? Sexual consent is just a vital, essential concept in sexual relationship, right? Who should give this consent? Anybody can give consent, either a man or a woman. Whoever that is involved in sexual activity should give consent, right? We have women that have high libido. They should give consent, of course. We have stories of women abusing their husband. So when do we consider a consent valid? For a consent to be valid, one, it must be voluntarily given. It should be given freely, without manipulation, without coercion, without, pressure. You shouldn't pressurize somebody to give you consent. You shouldn't buy gifts for me to give you consent for sex. You shouldn't just buy iPhone 17 for me to give you consent. You shouldn't be under any manipulation. It should be given voluntarily, freely, for it to be valid. Then consent should be given after informed decision. You must be able to clearly explain to the person what he or she is consenting to. So I'll be able to know the extent of the activities we are about to do, right? Are we consenting for hugging? Are we consenting for kissing? Are we consenting for vaginal sex? Are we consenting for anal sex? You'll be able to explain. I'll be able to understand what I'm consenting to. Then there should be a clear communication. You should communicate your consent clearly. It can come in a written form, it can come in a verbal form, it can come with some affirmative action, but there should be a clear communication of your own response. It's very important because when you get yourself to the court, you'll be able to understand the importance of all this. There should be a mutual agreement. See, sexual consent should be given enthusiastically, without hesitation, right? Everybody should be feeling comfortable, safe to do the sex, as in to engage in the do. You get? And again, you have to consider the capacity of the person giving the consent. You see people going to underage, going to a minor for sex, and you end up in trouble because these people are underage. They are not of legal age to give consent because they don't really understand the implication, and they won't be able to handle the consequences of whatever they are doing. Take for instance a girl of 17 years having sex, and she may end up becoming pregnant. Is she mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically okay to handle the consequences of pregnancy? You get? So you should consider the mental capacity and age of the person. The age is very important. Anybody giving you consent for sex must be up to 18 years of age. That is legal age. What about the mental capacity? Some people might be old in their age, maybe above 18 years, but they're not mentally okay. They might have some mental problems like Down syndrome. They may have some, cognitive problems. They may have some brain dysfunction. They may have some disabilities, learning disabilities. These people, you shouldn't value their consent because they don't have the capacity, mental capacity to give you consent. You should consider their mental, well-being before they give you consent, because that is what the court will look after. You get? Then It's very, very important to document consent, as in write it down. You can write it down. You can even record the consent, right? When the person is doing, especially in educational setting or in a professional way, you have to record it. You have to even, write it down. Ask the person to sign while you can't sign. Yes, consent can be documented. Okay, it can be documented. So we know that consent can be given to other means like body language or affirmative action, but in most cases you can document it if it's possible. Another thing I want to say here is that we should all understand that no is an answer. No should be no. So if a lady say no, don't just assume that, oh, her no is always her yes because she's just pretending. She's not pretending. Right? Some people will say you don't even need to say no. No is an answer. Right? So we should respect that no. There's what we call ongoing process consent. Right? Know that consent can be revoked at any point. Let's take for instance, you've already started the sexual activity and something happened in between and the woman say, I don't want again. Respect it. Consent can be revoked and it should be respected no matter where you are. Maybe you are trying to climb the heaven of heavens and you say no. Respect that no. It should be revoked. The same way COS visas are being revoked and we should respect it. Alright, so consent is very, 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 very important. Alright, we should always be there to give consent. Anybody can give consent. Alright, we have the doers, we have the receivers, we have the givers, we have the receivers of consent. But we should always know that it's very vital. Consent is very vital. So in conclusion, consent is considered valid if it's given freely, if you consider the age of the person, if the person has a legal age of 18 years, if the person have a correct mental capacity to give consent, if it's given, freely without manipulations. I hope you enjoy this. Tell me in your country or in your culture, do you accept consent? Do you even consider no as an answer? What do you think? Thank you so much for listening. See you again next time.